without being stated, so intimately, directly and clearly perceptible, Cartesian, undoubtable. But beyond Descartes, for this was not the solipsistic experiencing of anime that characterized Descartes' meditations, but a genuine connection with the other. The artists Monet, Cézanne, Cassatt, and above and beyond that pantheon, Masaki Kajishima and Hiroki Hayashi. The anime that I saw on that day that changed my life, changed me, was called Tenshi Muyo Ryo-Oki. Let us begin by considering the name Tenshi. 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 If we draw the kanji for this word, tenshi, we see that it is made of two smaller terms. These roughly approximate to the English words heaven and earth. Renowned philosopher Alistair Gillies elaborated on this dual meaning, this dialectic, if you will. But let us not get ahead of ourselves again. There is a book, a vital, life-changing, important book, at once reference guide, manual for living, and quasi-religious text. The book is The Man. The name of the man is the name of the book, Tenshi. An understanding of Tenshi, positioned between heaven and earth, is a path to a greater understanding. But then there is the other word, Muyo. No need for heaven and earth. At 9 years old, heaven and earth encompassed everything. Or so I thought. I had not yet experienced anime. To say there was no need for heaven and earth was a paradox, a blithe, callous dismissal into godless contingency. I was thrown into chaotic fugue. For days I lay there, neither eating, drinking, nor sleeping. My parents called a doctor, but I knew this was beyond medicine's power to remedy. I was not sick. I was captivated. More, insatiable, I had to know what lay behind the puzzle. I returned to the anime, always journeying back to the text, uncovering new meanings. The story here is of a boy, Tenshi Masaki. Tenshi, the boy. Perhaps more than a boy, certainly more than a boy, yet less than a man. He has lost his mother. He does not remember her. He knows only the sloppy indiscipline of his father, Nobuyuki Masaki, and the quiet temperance and stoicism of his grandfather, Katsuhito. Katsuhito has another name, another identity. But we will return to this later. For now, let us say that Tenshi is not yet a man. He has lost his mother. He is inexperienced, but curious. I too was curious as a boy. I too lived in an environment dominated by older male figures, my brothers and my father. The shrine. There is a shrine, a sacred place in a cave watched over by his grandfather. Tenshi is forbidden from entering it. But as in so many of the stories that dominate our collective unconscious, he must first disobey the authority of his forebears to gain their true wisdom. Tenshi Masaki reflects this grand, unconscious heritage. His journey into the forbidden sanctum of the shrine is really a journey into the self, just as I too was journeying into myself, watching him on the screen. What will he discover in the cave? Will he find what kind of man he is to become? There is a deep irony in journeying into a cave to receive wisdom. It is the reversal of the Platonic conception of reality, where what is seen on the walls of the cave is merely illusion. This is one of the many layers of irony that the artists have imbued within this rich, oh, so rich text. Will Tenshi find the man he is to be? Would I find the man I would become? But it is not a man that awaits him in the cave. Not a man at all. It is a woman. a mythopoetic avatar of chaos, thrust into the order of Tenshi, of heaven and earth. She is a spirit, a demon, Ryoko. Through years of careful study, we unlock a deeper meaning. Ryoko's awakening is as the awakening of the feminine in Tenshi, the anima in the animus of the anime, his first encounter with a woman. She tries to kiss him, but she has no skin. She has been sealed away for centuries. Her earthly form has rotted away. This is the literal interpretation. But scholars would read this scene as saying that without the masculine, without animus, without order, even chaos, the feminine, anima, has faded. These images burned in my mind for days, though it felt like years. I eagerly awaited the next episode of the anime, and in the meantime I pondered and pondered what I'd seen. Little did I know that even greater revelations were in store. In episode 2 of Tenshi Muyo Ryooki, first aired in Japan in September of 1992, we learn a shocking secret. I have watched this episode many times. Too many to count. Studied it. Even paced the lonely halls of my home with a copy of the script, trying to find the formula for its genius, but alas, it is too perfect to express in such precise terms. We learn, shockingly, blindingly, that Ryoko is not a demon at all, but a being from beyond the stars. Not from Earth, but from the heavens. Could the creators of the anime be trying to tell us that not only is Tenshi the bridge between heaven and earth, but also that in meeting Ryoko transcends the dialectic between them? I have spent literally hundreds of hours with my tapes poring over and over this question. Tenshi Muyo, what is the meaning? The secret is hidden, deep within the text. Although Tenshi denies the feminine anima, symbolized by the sexual advances of the spirit of chaos, Ryoko, yet more embodiments of the feminine press themselves into his life. There is Ayeka, princess of the planet Jirai, who calls Tenshi Master Tenshi. Surely a deliberate allusion to Hegel's dialectic of master and slave. There is her sister, Sasami, and Detective Mihoshi of the Galaxy Police, herself another paradox. A police officer, order, yet a klutz, and a woman, chaos. And then there is Washu. Oh, Washu-chan. It is through the character of Ayeka that Tenshi learns his true identity as a man. His grandfather, Katsuhito, is actually Yosho, Ayeka's fiancé. Tenshi is royalty, but cut off, fallen, if you will, from his kingdom in heaven, bound to live on earth, mortal, weak, vulnerable. In the final episode of the original video animation, aired in September 2005 in Japanese, November 2006 in English, it is revealed that Tenshi himself is the avatar of a greater being, known simply as Kami Tenshi, the god of heaven and earth. By transcending the dialectic, Tenshi recognizes himself as both god and man, and accepts the connection to the divine that his Jiraiyan ancestry gives him. In this way, the creators of the anime have somehow tapped into and, dare I say, surpassed the biblical archetype of Christ. How could mortal men have created such a dense and intricate text, so layered, so complex, yet beautiful in its many resonances? Throughout history, great thinkers and philosophers have supposed that there is something divine and ineffable in creation. Plato supposed that the poetry of the Rhapsodies was inspiration, literally the inhalation of the breath of the muses. I never believed it. But in my many years of studying this anime, I can't help but catch the merest glimpse of the minds of Kajishima and Hayashi, these men, mortal men behind the myth, yet perhaps more than men. Perhaps they are telling us that they too are Tenshi, They too bridge heaven and earth. This one anime, 10